Welcome to Alive to Thrive OT. I'm Tracy Schnabel.
And I'm Lauren Lyman. And psychoanalyze yourself. If you are the type of person that's like really just needs this comfort food, and comfort food is a thing. There are certain ingredients that make it comforting for your body. Mm-hmm. If you need the comfort food, if you need the sugar, whatever, why? Why are you relying on food to improve your psychological state of mind and your psychological well-being? And is there something else that you could be doing to meet that need so that food doesn't have to? Something to think about.
Yeah, I think that we ignore our emotional states so much, and we're kind of taught that from childhood on, as suppress. But we have to start processing our emotions. Hey, I'm mad. Say something. Don't go hit somebody, but say, hey, what you did bothered me. Or if you're sad, think about what you're doing. Maybe I shouldn't be working till 7 every night. Maybe that's why I'm sad. If you think of things that make you happy, then think about what you could do every day that would make you happier. If you're feeling sad.
Set goals for yourself. Do things that you love.
We run from our emotions, or we suppress them a lot, and it causes health complications. We pretend like we're not emotional beings. I think we can, especially in the States, we act like we're robots, must be productive, must be accomplished. But we're emotional beings that need to creatively express ourselves, need to relate to others, need to take time alone, and we need to even sit with uncomfortable feelings and express uncomfortable feelings and be more comfortable with us as emotional beings. So
I think we think of emotions as an inconvenience,
yes.
But it's who we are. Yeah. What's inconvenient is having to work 40 hours a week and do chores and do laundry and clean the house. That's inconvenient. Yeah. But we're engrossing ourselves in all of those things and not really engrossing ourselves in any emotional aspect.
And I think the number one thing about human beings is we want to be able to express ourselves. So we got to start doing it.
It really does make you happy. Yeah. When you think about when you express a belief or a feeling and somebody agrees with you, how great do you feel having a meaningful conversation with someone about something that's important to you? It makes you feel good. It makes you happy because we need that emotional connection to other humans. And when you're stuck at work all the time, or when you're alone all the time, and I get it, it's hard to get out of your comfort zone, go out there and meet people, but then once you do, you'll be so much happier. We were not meant to live this life by ourselves.
So that's just another thing we're going to be focusing on is, emotional health, nutritional health, and those are the things that we think are the gap in the current healthcare system. We're not looking at those enough because they're so crucial in your health and wellness.
People are made up of so many different systems. You have your physical system, which is made up of a million systems. Your emotional, your mental health, those are the two big ones, physical and emotional, right? But within those categories, there's so much there that's just not being looked at, and it's sad. We're being looked at, and I'm generalizing, of course, we're being looked at as a diagnosis and not as a person. And that's the gap that we want to bridge. I mean, we're here, we're talking to you through these videos. We're going to be opening up a wellness center in the next 5 years, hopefully. We want to bridge these gaps because you are not a diagnosis. Yeah. I don't care what your diagnosis is. I want to see what is going on with you in your entirety. What is your social situation? What is your mental health situation? What does your sleep look like? What does your work look like? All of these areas, does your doctor ask you about maybe sleep, but does your doctor really ask you about any of those things? Or just say, oh, you have high blood pressure. Here's some medication to bring it down. Why is your blood pressure high? What's going on in your life? Are you stressed out? Is there something that we can do to make your life better? Because medication can fix a symptom, but it's not going to fix the problem, for one, which we've been talking about. But it's also not going to make you happier. There's a big connection between emotional and mental health that we're not looking at. So if we can fix your emotional health, if we can fix what's giving you the stress, what's giving you the depression, why wouldn't we start there instead of just saying, here, let's get rid of those symptoms for you? Because that problem is still there, and those sad feelings, I don't see how a pill can just synthetically make the underlying sadness go away. I just don't understand.
I mean, heart disease is one of the leading causes of death and problems, chronic problems in the United States right now. Heart disease. Again, we're like suppressing emotion or not talking about emotion sometimes at the doctor's office, or not talking about it even with our close friends and family. And your heart, think about it. It beats, really fast if we are nervous, if we have anxiety all the time. It is slow and calm if we meditate or we're doing, something relaxing. That
we deal with our emotions. Allow yourself to feel, go into that fight or flight mode, allow yourself to feel, and then move on. So your parasympathetic nervous system can come and say, okay, it's over, it's done. How many times do people get in an argument with someone and then it's never resolved, and then you have just that, like your stomach's turning, and like you have that anxiety, whether you're with the person or not, because things weren't resolved. We need to really remember that emotions are there for a reason, and we need to deal with them and work through them and talk about them, or they're going to stay. All those negative emotions are going to stay, and then it has an impact on your physical being.
Yeah, and they even found in a study I heard on the news last year, I think it was, and like people where the doctor's office just asked them about like, have you been a victim of sexual trauma or abuse? Just like being able to process that with somebody, because a lot of people that have had that like have not been able to talk about it and have kind of come from a place of disempowerment. Being able to like actually release it and say like, this happened to me, and to be able to process it is huge in like post-traumatic stress and reducing that, because those things are held in your nervous system. Your nervous system, we talked about in another video, is tied, to all your glands and things. And so if we pretend like it's not, we're going to have huge problems. We're talking about like the adrenal glands. Those are hyperactive when you're stressed out. If you have emotions that you're not dealing with, memories that you're not dealing with, that's going to be in your body, and that's going to show up on a day-to-day basis until you address it. Your body is like, hey, we're not going to let this go until like you actually do something about it. But I think we think in this country we can ignore things. So we're just saying, deal with them, process them, care for yourself, love yourself, and realize that we're multidimensional beings.
And I actually did just watch something yesterday where they were talking about how physical and sexual abuse were just as damaging as emotional abuse. So, and that's something that doesn't get talked about, because again, our emotion, the emotion aspect, we're just like, oh, it's just emotions. Where people can say like, okay, this person was sexually abused, or this person was physically abused, this person has bruises on their body, like they have a right to have all of these psychological consequences of that, right? But then when someone's emotionally abused and just yelled at and spoken to poorly and looked down upon, we don't give those people that same right. But those effects are just as damaging as physical and sexual abuse. So, and we know a lot of people that have been emotionally abused, right? And the worst thing is that that's not something that's easy to identify, especially like if you're talking about if you get a report, Child Protective Services comes in or whatever, and yeah, you can see bruises and you can see signs of sexual abuse, but emotional abuse is a whole different ballgame, and it's really hard to address, and it's so common. So we're seeing this cycle of emotional abuse, and it's hard to break because it's hard to identify, and we're not allowing these people the healing that they need because we're not acknowledging it.
Yeah, like a lot of men are told to like man up, if they're upset as a child about something, or even later on. And like women are told like, you're so emotional. Sometimes we're told like, oh, it's your period, it must be your period, or why are you getting so upset about everything? It's like, maybe I'm a very sensitive person.
Calm down, things like that. Where our feelings are just constantly not validated. And, everyone has the right to feel how they feel. My son, he has a temper tantrum, and yes, it's very frustrating. And I want to just say, like, yell at him and say stop, right? You like, that's your instinct. You're just like, oh my God. No, but he's having this temper tantrum for a reason. He can't communicate what he needs right now. And even if he could, he's just in this state of panic, and he just physically cannot do it. So let him have his temper tantrum, give him a hug, and tell him it's going to be okay, and when he's ready, you can talk about it, or when they're older, or you just give him a hug and help him come down from that, right? Acknowledge the fact that your feelings matter, and we can work through them together, rather than just like, oh my God, stop, why are you doing this, shut up, whatever. I don't know, whatever people say. But yeah, we need to acknowledge that people's emotions are real and that they're valid. Every emotion is valid. Whether you think it is or it isn't, you should respect other people's emotions and then help them overcome them, rather than say, oh, that's stupid, I don't know why you would feel that way.
Yeah. So we kind of just decided to do this. This is kind of like a freelance video this week, but we thank you for joining us. It just really kind of encompasses like an in-depth perspective of everything we've been talking about and like our mission for this channel, because I know maybe it could seem a little unclear at times, like they're all over the place, but we're looking at people from physical, emotional, spiritual perspectives and trying to help improve the current healthcare system by catching the things that they miss. So it might seem very untraditional, like, wait, healthcare is only like in this box, but we're trying to get people to see health and wellness as like very broad and inclusive of a lot of different things. And it's
a tangled web. It really is. And we are complex human beings.
Right.
So we're
not robots.
And these are all, I mean, that's why we're jumping all over the place. We want to mix it up a little, but we want to just show you how so many different factors influence your health. And it's not just physical, and it's not just diet. It's so many different things. And we want you to be able to acknowledge that so that you can work on every aspect of your life to really be the best version of you.
Yeah. We want you to be the best version of you that you can be. So I think that sums up our video, right? So stay tuned. We're wishing you physical, spiritual, and emotional health.
And please like our video, share it, please share it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit us at www.facebook.com/Lauren and Tracy. And send us an email, alive2thriveot@gmail.com, with any questions. If you're interested in our nutritional products, let us know. And hopefully we can see you guys one-on-one at some point and help you guys really untangle the web of your being and promote wellness within you. So we hope you take a lot from our videos, but we want to be there for you one-on-one as well. So thank you for joining us. We're better together, and we really we don't want to just tell you these things. We want you to join our mission, okay? We want you taking these things and getting it out to your family, your friends. Spread the word. Our whole food nutrition products, we want you to be taking them and also telling other people about them so we can be a healthier society. So this is more of a movement than just a YouTube channel. Yeah. That's the only way we're going to get change in this world, in the medical community, because unless I make billions of dollars, it's not going to happen from the top up. So bottom down, we can do this. We can promote health and wellness within our communities. Spread it. Spread the knowledge, spread the love, spread the health.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're rambling.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Take care.